Welcome to Rainy Day Rabbit Holes, where we take the history of the West off the rails.
If you like your history unhinged, you are in the right place.
I'm Shea.
And I'm Jody.
Let's fall down the rabbit hole. So, Jody and I love nothing more than diving headfirst into weird and wonderful Pacific Northwest history. Well, an unhinged history in general. Unhinged. We're really leaning into the unhinged thing.
It seems to be the funnest episodes we make.
Yes.
And then for people to listen to as well.
Exactly.
So let's go unhinged.
I already am.
That's true. We're just following Shay's passion.
Especially in 2025.
We're going to stop working so hard and just let it happen.
I'm just going to let it all out. It's like taking off my bra, but taking off the bra of my brain.
Those ladies are out.
Actually, I am not a person who feels a need to take my bra off.
Yeah, same.
But I don't wear an underwire bra.
I don't either.
No. And so I like my girls contained. I don't like them flopping around. I don't like the feel of it.
Like that either, but I don't like the skin of my underboob touching the skin of my ribs. I hate that.
Okay, this is not the point of this podcast to talk about ladies taking their bra
how
off.
Unhinged we are about our boobs.
Okay, so we figured that we might as well take this show on the road. Kind of. So we're kicking off a new segment where we check out local history tours and spill all the details. And we're going to give reviews of these tours. Now, of course, first we have to talk about the tours from the company that we mention in 85% of our episodes since we became aware of them.
Yeah, the company we're obsessed with.
The company that I stalked into a job. And that's Pretty Gritty Tours. So Pretty Gritty Tours is based out of Tacoma, Washington, but they have tours in Steilacoom, Olympia, and now in Eastern Washington. And they are the best history tours around, hands down. And I would say that even if I wasn't obsessed with the tours. And disclosure, hashtag, not a paid ad.
Yeah, no.
But I now actually work for Pretty Gritty Tours, giving tours of the location we're going to talk about today, which is why I decided to start with this one, because it's the one I know the most. It's the one I'm most passionate about. And how did we end up on this tour? So last year, was it last year? How long have we been doing this? It's only been a year and a half. It feels like 3.
Right.
I was on the hunt for some cool local businesses that had kind of a similar bent, and a history tour company in the Pacific Northwest sounds kind of perfect. So I reached out to the owner, Chris Staudinger, and he was kind enough to give us a discount code for our listeners and hook us up with tickets to the Fort Steilacoom Lantern Tour, which Jody is going to talk about next time. And the moment we met Chris, we knew we had found our people. He's got this amazing sense of humor where he sneaks in like all the little innuendos, and he does it so perfectly.
Yeah, it takes you a second to realize that he just said that.
Yes. And Chris has this knack for storytelling that just pulls you in.
Yes.
I mean, this guy could tell the history of a table and you would be fascinated to listen to it for an hour.
Yep, absolutely. He's very, very good at it. And it's not just the way he tells the story in the sense that his voice or his cadence, he draws you in and puts you right there in the moment that he's speaking of. You feel it. You're right there with it. So he's just able to help you picture exactly the time that we're in and that he's describing. He's just really fantastic.
He is, and his timing is perfect. Mm-hmm. He has like a comedic timing of a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, there is. It's like historian first, comedian second, very close second.
Yes. So
it keeps it entertaining.
Absolutely. And you guys can hear more of Chris on our episode that he guested on about the Blackwells. And we will be getting to the Blackwell Mansion tour here in a couple of weeks as well, which comes up very rarely, but it's definitely worth it.
And maybe short-lived in your opportunity to take it because they're selling it.
It's for sale. Right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Go buy it and turn it into a museum.
There we go.
So obviously we had to sign up for another tour, and what better place than Tacoma's own real Real Housewives of Tacoma would be an amazing series.
Absolutely. I'd find it entertaining.
So what better place than Tacoma's own real-life Hogwarts castle, Stadium High School?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Jody and I both have for a long time been fascinated by this building. I mean, you can't miss it. It's an iconic part of the Tacoma skyline. It is a literal castle sitting up on a bluff overlooking Commencement Bay. And when people come to the city, they're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's just a high school.
It's just a high school.
A public high school.
No big deal.
Insane.
So, yeah, I want to disclose again that I now do work for Pretty Gritty Tours, so I'm not completely unbiased. But even if I did it, I think it would be hard for us to give these tours anything but 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
And we've taken tours not just from, well, you've only taken tours from Chris and me. Did we take tours from anybody else? We didn't.
Well, we had that one that we went with Chris to.
Oh, yes. But
and
that
I've
wasn't a
taken
Pretty Gritty
several
Tours.
other tours of Seattle, not Tacoma.
No, I'm just talking about specifically Pretty Gritty Tours.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I've taken tours because I was shadowing Anna for the Stadium High School tour and then also for the Ghost tours. So I've taken tours from Chris and Anna. And Anna is also, if you get a chance to take a tour from her, incredible, great comedic timing, super sweet. She's super fun and spicy. I love it. I think she's out on maternity leave right now, but I know she'll be back. Yeah, she does a great job. And of course, there's me.
Also did a great job. I went to your first tour just to make fun of you or make it hard on you. But I was fascinated. You did fantastic.
Why, thank you.
You didn't look like a newbie.
I didn't. I can BS with confidence. So if you want to see me in action, I'll be giving tours of Stadium High on March 22nd at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., April 19th at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m., and May 10th at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. So listeners can use the code Rainy Day Rabbits, all one word, all lowercase, to get 10% off their ticket at prettygrittytours.com. Okay.
It's worth it.
It's absolutely worth it. So let's get into it a little bit. So it is one of the most iconic buildings in Tacoma. And I know people, when they come to the Northwest, they think Space Needle.
Yeah. Ocean. They all think ocean.
Ocean. It's not the ocean. I mean, it's ocean water, I guess.
They think they'll come over to Seattle and they can just, see the ocean from there. I don't think people realize, no, that's a couple hours. But water outside of Seattle is not the ocean.
Yeah. They think the Space Needle, which is cool. It's very expensive to go up in now. It's $50 to get up there.
Just to ride the elevator.
Yeah.
Like, that's not...
It is very cool. They redid the whole thing. Like, they redid the observation deck and everything. And it is cool. I got to admit. But $50 cool?
Yeah.
Probably not. 25, I think, would be what it is. But anyway. And Pike Market, right? Pike Place Market, which I am going to just softly suggest you boycott because they did a bad thing recently.
Oh.
That was where the February 19th Day of Remembrance was supposed to be held for remembering the internment of the Japanese during World War II. And Pike Market pulled out because they said that the organizers' values did not align with their own. And this is why. The organizers posted that what is happening right now with the immigrants being rounded up is very similar to what happened to the Japanese Americans during World War II. And that is why Pike Market, because they are...
I mean, we're just going to start with Guantanamo Bay right out of the gate.
Anyway, that is not the point of this podcast. I'm just going to say, don't bother. It's overrated.
Yeah, I mean...
Go to Tacoma instead.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it's not that fascinating. Very crowded, and it's really, when you come down to it, it's like a farmer's market inside.
With repetitive things.
And it's expensive.
Yeah.
And sure, you can see somebody throw some fish. I could do that for you.
Right. We'll put on our little orange pants.
I'll throw some fish at Jody. What do you think? Can I throw some fish at you, Jody?
Yeah, I'll catch it. I'll catch it.
You will. Actually, maybe you should throw it at me because I was a catcher when I played softball and I was fairly good at it, but I'm not very good at throwing.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So what's the deal with Stadium High? So originally it was meant to be a luxurious French chateau style hotel for the Northern Pacific Railroad in the late 1800s. But before it could open, there was a huge financial collapse in 1893. And then it was sitting there vacant for years. And then there was a fire that gutted the inside and it was going to be torn down. And the Tacoma School Board was like, hey, this would make a great public high school. And so they snapped it up for a song. I can't remember the exact number, but it was like
it was
$34,000, which the Northern Pacific Railroad had paid something like $86,000 for the land.
Right.
But the land also contained the Blackwell's partially constructed mansion that they tore down.
That's right.
So instead of tearing it down, Tacoma School District brought in an architect to design it as a public high school. And so they finished out the inside as a school. And it opened its doors in 1906. And the name Stadium comes from the bowl that's next to it. That's the Stadium Bowl.
The Stadium Bowl.
Which used to be what's the word I'm looking for?
What was that? An encampment,
a gulch.
right?
It was Old Woman's Gulch.
Right.
That's right. Goodness gracious. I really need to read up on my script. I've got 22 days
to get back in there.
Yes, to remember all of this. And so it's this massive amphitheater-style sports venue, and that was built in 1910. And it's undergone a major renovation in 2005. I want to say, again, I need to brush up on my dates. You need to go to my tour. Well, I'll give you the actual dates. And it was had some things that weren't historic returned to it, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And they moved around where like the cafeteria is now where the gym was, and the blah blah blah. And then they built this big performing arts center across the road from it. And of course, it became a Hollywood star because it was the filming location for 10 Things I Hate About You, which is a kind of cult classic 90s teenage coming of age type of movie. And there's also plenty of ghost stories and eerie legends about Stadium High School, which fits right in with Tacoma.
Yeah, it has a lot of history prior to even becoming a high school, and then some since. So some famous people even gone to school there.
Pacific Northwest famous.
Well, yeah.
So taking the Pretty Gritty tour is hands down the best way to experience Stadium High, unless you actually go to school there or work there. But they probably don't even get to explore the coolest parts.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So there's parts that are definitely off limits to most of the students and faculty, like the basement, the steam tunnel, and the attic.
And do they ever learn the history like we learned the history, like where the pool was?
I hope so.
And the girls' pool and the boys' pool. And
really,
all
what
those
they
things.
should do is their orientation should be Chris leading it.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Welcome to the fall session of Pretty Gritty Tours orientation for Stadium High School students.
And then let's have a travel journalism class that Chris is the professor of.
Yes.
Because he has so much free time.
I like it.
I texted him last night to verify my times. And I was like, hey, Chris, sorry to bother you. I know you're probably being cool as bleep.
As always.
Slinking around Tacoma, being the king of Tacoma, because you know you are.
Oh my God, you are such a suck up.
Yeah, totally kissing his ass.
He is though. He's
so cool. I'm like, Chris, you're so cool. I want to be your friend.
No, so we witnessed this. We went to a different tour company's tour,
which we'll review.
And the gentleman immediately spotted Chris, and that Chris trying to be, incognito or just unassuming. He just, being a regular guy. He didn't want anyone to know he was Chris Staudinger from Pretty Gritty Tours. And immediately this tour guide's like, wait, I know you.
It's like a poor guy. It was his first time giving the tour. And you're giving it to like the king of Tacoma, the king of tours. All right. So, yeah. So like we said, what makes the tours from Pretty Gritty Tours extra special is the humor. I've met some of the other tour guides too, and they all are these super approachable, super friendly, super funny people. So any tour you go on with Pretty Gritty Tours, I think you're going to get a good time.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm biased. I like mine.
Because she is a tour guide.
It goes Chris, Anna, me.
Just wait till next week. Shay will have elevated herself.
I'll be
Careful,
number
Anna.
2. You're on maternity leave. I'm coming for your spot.
Girl, you are.
But every tour guide brings their own personality and storytelling, which makes every tour unique. You're not going to get a cookie cutter tour. And so here's the things you get to check out at Stadium High School. So you start out in the main lobby and you get to explore the main office, which was the original hotel lobby. You get to go to the cafeteria and the library. And while that sounds boring, it's actually very cool. Very cool history in there.
Very
There's an
cool.
amazing view. You get to see the underground pool.
I feel like I would have been a better student there.
I feel like there's, I
I would
don't
have
know.
loved the library. It is so amazing. The little alcoves where you can sit and read and
Well, you wouldn't have gotten to be in the library because that was the cafeteria when you
Oh,
would have
that's
gone
right.
to school.
Yeah.
You get to go into one of the steam tunnels.
Wait, how old do you think I am?
You were not in high school in 2000, after 2005, girl. Sorry. I also was not. I missed that by like 10 years. You get to go into the basement in the boiler room, which is cool. It's very creepy. The boiler's huge. There's some really cool art down there. You get to see the Stadium Bowl where Heath Ledger danced down the stairs. And my favorite part, the attic.
Mm-hmm.
It is so cool. It's very creepy. You get to go in the turrets, which looks like a cult has been doing.
Yep.
I can just imagine a cult doing like little ceremonies in there. It's very cool.
Absolutely. I'm thinking they should rent it out to. I'm just kidding.
To the local cult.
I mean, they don't have to do anything to it. Just passive income.
There is a local satanic temple chapter that does after school activities for kids.
Yeah, that's where they should do it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they don't actually believe in Satan, people.
Yeah.
They're about logic and reason. And let's not forget about the 10 things I hate about you moments. So on the tour, they will point out a lot of the filming locations throughout the movie, which is really fun. And bottom line, this tour is an absolute must, whether you're a history nerd or a movie buff or you're fascinated by architecture. This is Tacoma's coolest building, hands down. If you like any of those things, you'll love it. If you've got people coming into town to visit, come be a tourist yourself. It's so awesome. And you'll learn something and you'll be laughing along the way.
Yes, it's absolutely fantastic. You're amazed, in awe, and entertained all at the same time.
Absolutely. So how many squatches do we give the Stadium High
School
tour?
I mean, 5's most, right?
Yeah, we'll have 5 be the top.
Yeah, I'm going 5. It is fascinating. They have access to all of the school and even the parts that, like you said, the students don't have access to. It's a history lesson. And I've been in some places that even on the tour we don't get to go. Yeah.
I am not going to say where they are just in case it got me in trouble.
Yes.
Or somebody in trouble. All right, guys. So next time, Jody is going to review the Fort Steilacoom Lantern Tour for us. And if you want to take a tour with Pretty Gritty Tours, again, you can go to prettygrittytours.com. You can use discount code Rainy Day Rabbits for 10% off and sign up for one of my tours. Remember, I have March 22nd, April 19th, and May 10th at 5 and 7 p.m. So bring some friends. Let me know if you heard this and you signed up. Let me know. I'll bring stickers. I'm going to give stickers to every listener that comes, and my undying appreciation.
Yep. Call her out. Say, hey, Shea, I heard your episode.
And heckle me. I like it when
That's
people
why I'm
heckle
here.
me.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Remember, you can go to rainydayrabbitholes.com for links to everything. And if you'd like to support us, rainydayrabbitholes.com/support, or click on the support button on our website. We would really appreciate you. Maybe you could throw in a $5 one-time donation if you don't want to support us monthly. It really helps us to pay the bills and go on more tours. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time, and see you down the rabbit hole.